Hey guys, so today I'm going to be looking at more revenge stories. Yeah, let's just get right into the video. My boss tried to sleep with my fiance. So my boss, an extreme type A personality, found out I was seeing a young lady at another one of our offices. It was a long distance relationship. He was the type who liked to control everything and mess with people for fun. He was also married to another employee, but he was very unfaithful. And he had a hobby, photography. He liked to take pictures of himself and his conquest in the act. Then he would show the pictures around the production floor and brag about it. Well, on his next trip to this other office, he tried to get my girlfriend to sleep with him, but she spurned him. He made up some lies and got her fired. It took a long time, but I was patient. I knew he kept the photos in his office. He could not risk keeping them at home where his wife might stumble upon them. One Saturday, I was working OT and the cleaning lady came through. They unlocked his office. I came in acting like I was taking dimensions on some drawings. The lady just asked me to close the door when I was finished. She left and went down towards accounting. That's when I went through his desk. Sure enough, in the back of one drawer, I found a stack of photos 4 feet tall. I took them all. Then I waited until he went on another trip. When he did, I went out for lunch. I had a dozen pictures of him in the act with 4 different women, all showing his face. The women all had dark or red hair. His wife is a blonde. I drove to the town he lived in, to the closest post office to his house, and mailed the pictures to his wife with no return address. She divorced him, and her lawyer took him to the cleaners. My girlfriend is now my wife, and we aren't mad anymore. Wow. I mean, amazing. What an amazing revenge. But seriously, is the boss like dumb? Imagine cheating on your wife and like having all the evidence, you know? He takes pictures of all his conquests, whatever he calls them. That's crazy. Imagine getting fired because your boss was salty that you didn't want to sleep with him. What the hell? But seriously, amazing revenge. Years ago, I had a lunch thief. About the 12th time complaining to HR about people stealing my lunch, mandatory reporting every 3rd or 4th instance. I was seething, not a damn thing was being done, and I still had to go buy something to eat. I was bitching to my doctor at the yearly checkup and he got a smile saying, "You're constipated then?" I was dumb and said, "No, why?" He wrote me a prescription for some holy laxative with instructions to mix it in with your meal for maximum effect. At which point I knew the plan. I wish I could say that they shat the pants, but no, they ate my sandwich with special avocado sauce. About an hour after lunch, I went to HR and reported 2 things. 1, my lunch was stolen again. And 2, my medication was stolen. HR, so you got hit by the lunch thief again and your medicine was in the bag? Me, yes, I have had some digestive problems and my doctor prescribed a powerful laxative and advised me to mix it in with my midday meal. HR going white. You what? Me smiling. I mixed in prescription grade laxative with my food per doctor's orders. Well, being that stealing prescribed medication is a criminal offense, the police were called and found the lead man from a department over absolutely shitting his brains out. He was furious and accused me of poisoning his food. I asked, at which point did you get the idea that food was for you? Furthermore, now I no longer have my medication I was prescribed for my condition. It was about this time he knew he effed up and shut his mouth. Wow. For a second, I thought it was the person that he was talking to in HR. Because he was like, oh my god, HR is going away, so it must be him, right? But nope, it wasn't him. It was some other dude in another department. Imagine stealing someone's lunch and being like, you poisoned me. Excuse me, the lunch is not for you. Bring your own lunch and maybe you wouldn't be poisoned, you know? The audacity these people have, like how? How do you have that audacity to blame someone else when you stole their lunch? I don't get it. What the hell? Oh my gosh, people. I broke up with my boyfriend on his birthday for horrible actions he did when he was a teenager. I had just started dating Thomas and things seemed promising. Very sweet man, educated and quite smart, good looks. After 7 weeks of dating, he invited me and 2 of his childhood friends, let's call them Alex and Bart, for a long 29th birthday celebration weekend at his father's country house in a small French town. His father was going to be around as well and I was very excited to meet everyone. Day 1, Friday, is fun. I'm happy to get along with Thomas's father, a smart and caring man. Day 2, Saturday. After a very nice day, we enjoy a party in the garden with the neighbours, including some friends of Thomas. After a few hours and lots of drinks, a group of people gather around a small campfire and start sharing childhood memories. This is where things go wrong. At first, of course, innocent and dumb stories as you would expect, but then Thomas and his friends started sharing really sick stuff. In particular, they told a story about how when they were 14 or 15 years old, they found it very amusing to bully for almost 6 months Arthur, a boy of their school who was very isolated and shy, making jokes and calling names, you name it. As if this was not enough, they created a fake girl profile on MSN Messenger, a computer platform to exchange live messages that we used in years 2000, and spent months exchanging messages with him under the false girl identity, flirting and developing a forced relationship with the poor boy. Some people were in the confidence at school and it became a big and cruel joke behind Arthur's back. They used pictures of Bart's real cousin, and the boy truly thought he had some online girlfriend to whom he even sent confessions and love messages. At some point, they got bored and scheduled a false rendezvous in real life, asking the boy to take a bus for 2 to 3 hours wearing a t-shirt Elmer the Elephant, based on a private joke. Obviously, there was no one waiting for him, and they did not know how long he waited over there by himself. If Arthur had not already understood what was going on, he found out the next day at school after Thomas and Bart told the story to everyone and even shared the love messages that Arthur had been writing. The poor boy stopped coming to class and apparently changed schools, and it is easy to imagine that this must have been extremely traumatizing to him. That's so sad, dude. That is so sad. I'm tearing up just reading this because that's so freaking mean. Like, I'm just surprised Arthur didn't become a villain after this, honestly. This is like a villain's backstory, alright? Do you think that Thomas, Alex, and Bart had any bit of shame about it? Not a bit of remorse, in particular on Thomas and Bart's side. They kept making jokes about it and even seemed to regret that they were not good enough at being evil to convince the boy to send nudes or sexy pictures. I don't even want to imagine what would have happened if he had done so. To say that I felt uncomfortable would be a gross understatement. I was absolutely horrified and started to despise Thomas more than anything. I was not the only one shocked. Thomas's father, who heard the end of the story, had the most disappointed look in his eyes. His stupid son was so drunk that he did not even notice it. I escaped the party immediately after that and got back to the house. I could not sleep at all this night, and I kept thinking about the evening about how Thomas was still finding this funny. I'd heard him coming to bed around 4 a.m. and I pretended I was asleep. Day 3, Sunday, was the actual birthday, and the initial plan was that I would take Thomas on a one-on-one fancy surprise date for lunch nearby, and then we would meet the group for late afternoon party. But instead, I woke up very early on Sunday morning, took all my stuff in silence, and went alone to the train station where I took a direct train heading back to Paris. I decided to send a text to Thomas wishing him a happy birthday and telling him to meet me at a certain location 1 hour from the house for a surprise that I needed to go to a little bit in advance to make sure that everything would be perfect. I had picked the location randomly using Google Maps to gain time. Thomas read the text around 10 a.m. when he woke up. He responded with excitement that he would follow religiously the instructions. When he arrived there at 12:30, I told him to wait further as there was a little delay on something. Then I asked him to meet me at a restaurant which was a 30-minute drive from the initial location. When he arrived at 1:15, I texted him that I was on my way, would arrive in 20 minutes, and that he will understand when he sees me why I made him wait. I also asked him to order some food and the most expensive bottle on the menu. Around 1:30, he started calling me several times and sent a lot of road texts, and after 45 minutes, I responded in French. So how does it feel to have people play with your feelings? Then I stopped responding. I let him call and text the entire afternoon, but never responded. At some point, an unknown number called me. It was his friend Alex asking what was going on and that Thomas's birthday was completely ruined because of what I did. I just responded, "This is an extremely small payback for what you did to Arthur. Tell Thomas to stop calling me," and hung up. I blocked them. I still felt bad the entire evening as I had started to grow attached to Thomas back then. The following days, a common friend called me to say that my reaction was completely absurd and unfair, and that it was not my role to punish someone for actions they did as a teenager, that there were adult ways of saying things and I had been completely crazy. Only a few people supported what I did. Everyone else seemed to think that I was a bitch. Thomas tried to fix things and meet me back for a few months afterwards. I never responded to any of his messages. I don't regret it. I simply hope that Arthur, who would be 35 or 36 years old now, as well. Oh my gosh. You know, she did like the best thing ever. And I doubt Thomas even understands what he did was wrong. Because if all his friends are like, "Wow, your girlfriend's such a bitch for doing that to you," then it just means the freaking point just flew over the head. They were like, "I can't believe you did that to Thomas. That was such a bitchy thing to do." Well, you didn't think about that when you did it to Arthur, did you? Seriously. What the hell? And seriously, what are they even saying? You can't punish someone for something that they did as a teenager? Well, you guys are adults now, and you guys don't even feel bad about what you did as a teenager. So you're literally still teenagers. You know what I mean? So stupid. I'm totally with her on this one. Because how are you gonna stay with someone who literally bullied a kid in high school and not feel bad about it when he's an adult? He's still laughing about it, and he's still like, we should have done more things. We should have done worse things. Okay. It would be so much better if they were talking about it and saying how bad they felt and that they should reach out to Arthur to apologize, right? But no, they're like, we should have done worse things. We should have made him cry even more. It's the fact that they're freaking 29. You know what I mean? They're 29. They're still talking about this and being happy about it. And they're almost 30. Oh. Dude, I'm just speechless. Well, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me in the comments down below what your thoughts are. And as always, thanks for watching. Hope you guys liked it. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!